Hello, everyone. Today, let's talk about a fascinating topic. What will the world look like in the year 2070? I am no prophet, but I believe I can offer you a reasonable, slightly imaginative projection. Please note this is a forecast of possibilities, not a prophecy. First, AR contact lenses replace smartphones. By the 2070s, lightweight AR contact lenses will be as ubiquitous as smartphones are today. With a simple blink, you can pull up menus, translate street signs, view a stranger's public profile with their permission, or even play chess with a friend in midair. Imagine walking down the streets of Silicon Valley or Stockholm. People no longer look down at screens. Instead, they talk softly to the air or make tiny hand gestures. They will look like a crowd of wizards casting spells. You might ask, isn't that social suicide? Don't worry. By then, everyone will be doing it, so nobody will find it strange. Second, a lifelong personal AI butler. Every child will receive a lifelong AI identity at birth, a digital assistant that constantly learns your habits, emotions, and needs. It will remind you to take your medicine, draft your work emails, and recommend a song or arrange a get-together with friends when you are feeling down. Of course, governments have passed strict laws ensuring that AI butlers cannot use user data for commercial purposes, with violators facing astronomical fines. Thanks to AI and automation, most companies have implemented a 3-day, 6-hour work week. Surprisingly, productivity has actually gone up. Because boring, repetitive labor is entirely handled by machines, humans are left in charge of creativity, decision-making, and interpersonal connection. Guess what? Entrepreneurship rates actually went up. Turns out, once you take sleeping on the sidewalk off the table as a failure option, people get a whole lot braver. In Northern Europe, a universal basic income has been fully implemented, providing around 2,000 euros per person per month, enough to cover food and housing. The US is still arguing about it. Conservatives claim it breeds laziness, while liberals argue it is a fundamental human right. Family and lifestyles. In Western Europe and North America, single-person households outnumber traditional families. Technology has made living alone incredibly convenient. With delivery drones, domestic AI, and virtual socializing, you can live a very fulfilling life by yourself. But genuine human connection has become scarce. Consequently, a new economy has emerged, the companion economy. You can now pay to have dinner with friends or pay to video call your family. Well, here is the real kicker. Some people have already started marrying robots. It's no longer about hitting the bars. It's about hanging out at home, projected into each other's spaces. The perks? No commute, no expensive drinks. But the catch? You will never, ever wash your hair again. Driven by mRNA, personalized vaccines, nanobots that regularly clear blood vessels, and AI-assisted gene repair, the wealthy elite can now expect a health span of 120 years. When it comes to reproduction, the rich use genetic customization to ensure superior offspring. Through generation after generation of genetic refinement, the wealthy live 30 years longer than the poor, gradually evolving into a distinct new species. This stands as one of the greatest social injustices of the 2070s. Urban-rural population rebalancing is seeing a reverse trend. More people are moving back to small towns. Anti-aging technology is advancing at a breakneck pace. Imagine a world where a 60-year-old looks and feels just like a 35-year-old today, still running marathons, switching careers, and falling in love. But here's the catch. The pension funds are running dry. If you're going to live to 120, you'll be drawing a pension for 60 long years. So, the government steps in and asks, how about you just keep working until you're 90? And just like that, your 90-year-old grandfather is still clocking in for work 3 days a week. As the landscape shifts, nations are confronting entirely new political friction points. Take the United States, for instance. Political polarization is as fierce as ever, but the battlefield itself has completely transformed. The classic red versus blue culture wars haven't vanished, they've simply evolved. The fierce debates are no longer about abortion or gun control. They are about AI civil rights, the ethics of genetic editing, and the legal recognition of robotic marriage. Meanwhile, global warming marches on, and extreme weather has evolved from a rare crisis into a routine of daily life. As sea levels relentlessly rise, coastal metropolises are pouring astronomical wealth into building massive storm barriers, while millions of citizens face the grim reality of forced relocation. Yet, as the old saying goes, crisis breeds opportunity. This existential threat is forcing a radical, historic transformation upon us. Renewable energy is set to surpass 70% of the global grid, nuclear fusion is entering early commercial deployment, and green hydrogen paired with advanced carbon capture technology has finally taken center stage. Our cities are being retrofitted with vertical farms and decentralized power grids, skyrocketing our resource efficiency by more than 50%. But let's be honest, this transformation demands a heavy toll. Industrial electricity costs are soaring, threatening to drive energy-intensive enterprises completely overseas. How do we strike a balance between saving the planet and staying economically competitive? That is the defining riddle of our time. Finally, let me share a glimpse of a fictional daily life. Meet Annie. She's 45 years old, living in Berlin. At 7 a.m., her AR alarm gently wakes her as a flawless sunrise is projected across her ceiling. Her smart mattress chimed in with a warm notification. You only got 2 hours and 45 minutes of deep sleep last night. I suggest cutting back on coffee today. By 9 a.m., she slips on her brain-computer interface headband to remotely supervise an AI-driven design project. In reality, her actual labor lasts a mere 2 hours, consisting entirely of high-level decision-making and final approvals. At 12 p.m., a drone arrives right on time to drop off her lunch, a fresh salad from a vertical farm, and a cultured meat burger. As she eats, she logs into a holographic chat with a friend in Barcelona. Together, they lounge on a virtual terrace, soaking up a sun that never actually touches their skin. By 2 p.m., she heads to the community gym. The treadmill projects a breathtaking simulation of the Alps, automatically adjusting its incline and speed to match the terrain. Meanwhile, her AI assistant whispers in her ear, Annie, your data shows a lack of vitamin D today. At 5 p.m., she visits the neighborhood senior care center to volunteer. She spends her time playing chess with a 90-year-old resident. Thanks to modern medicine, his biological body is as vibrant as a 50-year-old's, yet the price of his longevity is an infinite, echoing loneliness. For Annie, this is the most meaningful 2 hours of her entire day. At 8 p.m., she dines at a rooftop restaurant with her partner, and thank goodness, a real human being, not an android. The food on their plates is genuine, but the dazzling starry sky outside the window is completely augmented by AR. Because of severe light pollution, the true stars have long been invisible to human eyes. Finally, at 11 p.m., right before she drifts off to sleep, her AI housekeeper pushes one last, heartwarming notification. Tomorrow is your mother's birthday. She is turning 116, living in Lisbon. I have already scheduled a holographic visit for you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. This is the world of the 2070s. Technology has conquered so many of our oldest foes, disease, grueling labor, and the barrier to information. But it has also birthed a new breed of crises, unprecedented inequality, profound isolation, and a deep existential crisis of identity. And here is the ultimate irony. The more time we submerge ourselves in the virtual realm, the more desperately we crave the tangible, the authentic, the real. We have engineered the technology for immortality, Yet we have forgotten why we wanted to live so long in the first place. We have wired the entire globe together, yet we have forgotten how to embrace the person standing right next to us. So, I leave you with one final question. If this is indeed our future, would you actually want to live in it?